So yeah, as I said, this Wyckoff accumulation, we find it at the bottom, always at the bottom. And we will see later Wyckoff distribution, we find it at the top. So these two schematics will show you, for example, at the bottom, but on bigger time frame. Let's say on the daily, on the weekly. Okay? You can see it as well on 1 hour, 4 hours, but when it's on the bigger time frame, daily and weekly, it's more like specific, it's more exact. So guys, I think you know now Elliott waves, right? So the concept of Elliott waves is you have like 5 waves down, like this. And there is something we call a crash instructor. This crash instructor, actually you can go up again to this height again, then you drop another one. So you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you go again for 5. If you want to name it 6, it's fine. Then you have your last one, 7. Okay, it's Elliott waves, but then sometimes this move, people, they think it will be an ABC like this, but usually you have like catalyst or news here that makes this drop even than the 5th one. Actually, don't pay attention too much to these names because it's not important. What's important is the structure at the end, okay? So, for example, here, we can see selling climax is the last one, is the 7, okay? And then after that, we will have automatic rally. Then we will have some kind of push here to this side again. Then we will have, this is our automatic rally. Then here we will have our test. We just say test, okay? It's called secondary test. Then now we call it test because later there is another test in phase B. If you can see here, we have phase A, phase B, phase C, D, and E. So in this one, secondary test, usually it holds the last support at the Fibonacci. Usually it's at the part of from 0.70 to the bottom of the 7th to this one. So if you put Fibonacci from here to here, usually this one holds the last one, the last fib, it will hold it. Then you will push again for the top of this range. Let's say this is our range, okay? To these levels here. Here, once we get here, usually the first one will be rejected. Don't pay attention to this SOS is signs of strength, but it's better if we know signs of strength here at the end, okay? So this, see it as just a resistance, okay? So if we go here again, see that we are now at a resistance. Even though we made the higher high than this, but no. Usually the first one, it will fail to break out, okay? So then later what happens, after you get rejected here, you go again for another drop. This drop here, you call it secondary test in phase B, okay? And usually it takes even lower than this one. It goes lower than this one. So this is our secondary test in phase B. After you hit this, what happens now? You go for another try to break these levels, okay? When you go here, same thing. I will explain this later. You will understand it with schematic too. Usually you go up here or even higher, okay? But still in this resistance, okay? Understood. Now, there is a difference. I will talk about this. If this from here, let's say, it failed from here, it started to go down, okay? If it starts to go down from here, more likely we will go for this spring, okay? Because usually when we are trading in a range like this, when we hit the resistance, we go down. Then if we stop just here, not continue up here, more likely we will break this one. And then even if we go another time here, if we don't go above here, we will even go lower, okay? So same thing. If we don't break this one, we will even go lower to this spring phase. So after we have our spring here, usually this also will be so like fear and depression in the market, okay? Then what we do, we start to break this resistance because this was support, became resistance here, okay? We break this resistance, becomes support, and we continue up. Then here at this extreme of the range on top, what happens? Happens some type of consolidation. You will get something like this. If you see this pattern here at the top, like 90% it will continue up, because this is what we call signs of strength. So after we break from here, of course here we have LPS, which is last point of support, and also we have along the way, because it won't be like one candle up, it will be like an uptrend, small uptrend here. You can find like small impulsive Elliott waves at smaller time frame. For example, you can find at 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you will find them really small impulsive waves. And the way they are, they will not be like, for example, be like this. No, they will be something like this. When they go up, consolidate, consolidate, they will be really fast and really impulsive in this area here, from here to here. Then after that, we get the signs of strength, then we break out. We escape the range. After that, also we have another, it's not mentioned there, we have another step, which is the back up. It will come back here again at this resistance, make it as support here, then it will continue up, okay? In some coins, like not Bitcoin, Bitcoin usually just tests here and goes up. In some altcoins, this backup phase can go down here again in this range, but at the end of the day it will break out as well. So after the breakout, usually here we get like big movements, like 60% up, 70% up, but this movement is so big as well. So usually people think it will go back again, but it will hold this top of support here, and after that it continues. It happened with so many coins, like last year I think it happened with XRP. After 100% move, the backup or the back retest was here after like 60% drop. In XRP, it's the schematic 2. Go to schematic 2, I will show you. Yeah, XRP, you will see this here, okay? You will not see it. So, on XRP, if you can see, this is our range from here to here. Here. And also, we have this range here, okay? What happened in XRP is we got this selling climax, okay? Then here, this is just the automatic rally. It stopped here, okay? Then this is secondary test. Then fail to break out. Go back again to these levels. But here we didn't have that spring. We stayed consolidating here. After we break this range here, this is the signs of strength, if you can see. It will be like usually contracting triangle like this. Okay, so when we had this consolidation in XRP, what happened? Breakout. After breakout, again retest to these levels, which is the back up. Okay, and again, if it doesn't hold, for example, here and stays in on the side, okay, it can happen another accumulation. Okay, if it drops again. Okay, so usually you have this go up, but here we had our signs of strength. After that, it breaks up. And so many other coins, not only XRP. But maybe here you can't see it well, but when you get like used to this Wyckoff accumulation, it will be more visible to you, okay? It's always, they put the news at the end. So if you pay attention more to the chart, you can know what will happen, not like following the news, okay? So because there is a saying they say, just show me the chart and I will tell you the news, okay? So for me, I don't follow news too much. I just focus on the chart more. So when I see on the chart something, it's just like the news will come, okay?
When is the best time frame to use?
On the daily and the weekly. Yeah, daily and the weekly, because they give it, because this from here, for example, from here to here can take up to 2 years, easy. Yeah, so it's not like something that you can trade on 1 hour sometimes, but it's not like exact like this one. Okay, so the difference between the spring and this one is like you cannot know which one will happen. Until it happens, you will know this is a spring or no. Okay, there is no such a thing. You can know that will happen. Usually when you see something we call creek. Creek is, for example, if you do something like this, then this is like 80% you will go for a spring. Okay, but when you go like, for example, bigger like waves like this, no, probably you will hold only here, just last point of support here, and you go from here, okay? But when you have this creek, usually you will have the spring. Anyway, yeah, this is where you can find here. In this place, you will find creek like this. And usually what happens on the creek, when you have your channel going down, you will have your fake out like this. Then it drops. It doesn't go directly like this. It will have your fake out, then it drops. If there is a creek, 90% there will be spring, okay? When there is no spring and there is no creek here, probably it will hold just here, not to the spring phase. So the schematic 2, the difference will be only here. We just hide this spring, it will hold this one. Another thing that you can know is when you put here, for example, let's say you put this trend line from here to here, sometimes it can touch even here when there is a spring, okay? The trend line from here. And usually on the RSI, you will find something we call bullish divergence, okay? Bullish divergence, on the price, you're making lower lows, but on the RSI, you're making higher highs. Because it's like the selling pressure. Even the price goes down, the sellers are not selling as much as they were here, okay? It's like manipulation, because each price that drops under this range is a manipulation, okay? It's not a real something that will happen, because usually people freak out here and they think price will continue down. But here, only here, is just manipulation. And usually what you will find here, for example, after you break this range you have here, then you reclaim your range again. Then you have here already this structure, and you build in this here. You build a cluster, and inside this cluster there is an order block here. So this becomes really a good support. Even if the price from here drops, again it will go up. Okay, it's always like this. Go up, do this, make a cluster here. At the bottom of the cluster, order block. Then you continue up. Yes, it will be from here to here. You will find like trading volumes a lot compared, for example, here and over here. From this, like people traded a lot in this range. Sorry, you can see with the volume profile. And actually, I just don't use volume profile. I see it, I just say this is a cluster. Usually because why? I don't know if you studied the market structure before. For example, if you're going up, then you have your retracement here. This cannot be a top, or this cannot be a bottom until you break this one. Okay? So here you have your break-off structure. Okay? And here, you take this to this is your cluster, okay? And usually the order block here, which is the last candle before the breakout, okay? So yeah, this one, you will find it here. Usually you will find it here. And from there, you will start going up. So even if you drop here, okay? Even if you drop here, it's fine. This is not change of character, because you can continue up. When it becomes your change of character, if you lose this again. So here, this is your change of character, okay? So what I'm trying to do is, it's better if you combine many strategies with one. For example, Wyckoff, and we talked about Elliott waves here, okay? We talked about Elliott waves here, and now we can use like some things on smaller time frame, so we can predict the next move. Okay, so one strategy is not enough in trading. You have to combine a lot, so you can, like always, there is something we call confluence. Confluence is when it's like so many strategies confluence on the same thing. For example, here we will have our impulsive and we have order block, which means we have two things, like positive things. Impulsive waves, order block. So this is really powerful support, okay? Yeah, so guys, this is about the Wyckoff accumulation. The same thing we have at the bottom, we will have at the top, but it will be reversed, okay? So we call it distribution, okay? First of all, you need to know the difference between distribution and blow-off top. Actually, on Bitcoin, we had distribution only in 2021, but the other tops, they were called blow-off top. The difference is, in blow-off top, when we have a rise like this, then we have our dump, then retracement, then it continues down. In distribution, it's different. When you have this upthrust, then or buying climax, you will spend more time here. Then you start to go down again, okay? So the difference will be just one peak, but in distribution, this can take like 3 months, 4 months, okay? Distribution is when whales, they don't wanna dump the price of Bitcoin, so they don't sell at once. They sell, for example, each week or each 3 days, there's a small quantity, so they don't dump the price, okay? But in the next peak, I think in Bitcoin, I think it will be from 125K to 150K. This is what I think, and I think it will be blow-off top. I don't think it will be a distribution. Yeah, and usually your alt season starts here more, in this retracement. After Bitcoin tops, then this drop, this only retracement in Bitcoin, this is where you have your alt season, altcoin season. So what I am trying to do to explain, so even if you see altcoins, of course, they go up with Bitcoin here, altcoins, but they don't go as high as Bitcoin. Then here, they drop with Bitcoin. The last retracement of Bitcoin, they go higher than the market cap of Bitcoin, okay? Then you see the drop as well. When Bitcoin breaks this down, they go down as well. So the same thing as I told you, only you change like the naming, but most importantly is the structure that we will have. So same thing, if we want, we will draw our range first here. This is our range. And as I said in the first one, there is crashing structure, but here we will have a pump, okay? It will be 5 pumps as well, Elliott waves, okay? Then you will have your last pump, which is called buying climax, okay? And after buying climax, of course, you will have your automatic reaction here, okay? Let's say AR, same thing as well here. Then from here, you will have your upthrust, okay? Upthrust, same thing. We can go as high as this one, meaning we can stop here, or go higher than this one. This one is called upthrust, right? Yeah, the upthrust. And after upthrust as well, you go again inside the range, all right? Then when we get here to this, we call it signs of weakness, which means like there is weakness in the chart or in the price of any asset, okay? And after that, again, you go for another high, all right? So this high, actually, it's called upthrust after distribution, okay? UTAD. But to be honest, I've never seen it. Like, I've never seen it on any chart. I only see here, it goes like only here, doesn't take this one. Then, again, signs of weakness. Yeah, this one. So here, instead of upthrust after distribution, it's last point of supply, okay? So it's better, it's okay to know it, but usually I've never seen it before. So after this, here, again, of course, it won't be in one candle. It will be in something like this.
Waves.
Yeah, waves. And here, again, you have your signs of weakness. And after that signs of weakness, you see the same consolidation before the breakdown, okay? So to know, like, you are at the top, the same thing with RSI you do. When you have, like, higher highs here, but on the RSI, you are making lower highs. So you have your bearish divergence like this, but the price is going up like this. The same thing that you apply on Wyckoff accumulation, when it's at the bottom, apply it in reverse at the Wyckoff distribution. As I told you, the only difference, I've never seen another upthrust after distribution. I only see last point of supply, then again here, another last point of supply, signs of weakness,
then you go down. And usually in crypto, when you go down like this, you will have your, for example, A, B, C like this, but you don't test it really well. You just come here, then you continue down. Okay? All right? Yeah. But when it's accumulation, you test it. So this will be here if you reverse it in accumulation, okay? This is your distribution, okay? And here, actually, this maybe Eldor, he talked about it. Here, actually, even if you see on all indicators, this actually with indicators is not the top. This was the top, okay? Even the price went higher. This was an A, B, C, okay? All of it. Because what you have, you will have 3 moves down, 3 moves up, 5 moves down, okay? It's an ABC expanded flat called, okay, in Elliott waves. Yeah, in ABC expanded flat, you have this, then your B will be higher than your 0. So because you have A, B, and C. So B will be higher than this one. And that's what happened with Bitcoin. This was just correction of the move, and people thought it will continue up, but it was expanded flat. You will have 3 moves down, 3 moves up, 5 moves down in expanded flat. Sorry?
Your forecast.
I think we will go down. I don't see a breakout yet. It can happen. I can be wrong, but the breakout not yet. Probably will go down first, then the breakout.